Hello students, welcome to lecture 28 of Basic Electrical System course. In this session, we will explore fuses and circuit protection devices, their functions, types and testing methods. So let's get started. So as I earlier told you, the importance of fuses in our electrical systems. Fuses are vital for protecting circuits from overheating and damage caused by excessive current. Their primary purpose is to protect or to prevent issues like short circuit by melting and opening the circuit when the current exceeds the design capacity. The fuse symbol is depicted as a wavy line between the 2 points. Fuses are made with fine tin conductors housed in glass, plastic or ceramic casing. So this is a very important point which I want to showcase. If there is a question in the examination, which type of material is used in the fuse? So the answer is it is a tin. Everybody should understand this. Now why tin is used? There is a reason behind it. We can take a small example. If the fuse in the cigarette lighter circuit of a automobile protects lights, the clock and the other systems, fault in any of these can cause the fuse to melt, and due to which all these connected systems get hampered. Now coming on to the next important part, okay, that is called as this fuse panel. Okay, now in this fuse panel you can see there is a designation, okay, for which type of fuse and what is the current capacity from that fuse, and also the manufacturer catalog or any automobile provides a detailed description of a location of a fuse and that fuse is connected to which component is also described in this manufacturer catalog. And another important parameter, that is the color coding of the fuse. The fuses are made up of different colors. For example, if a fuse is made of a red color, that indicates it is a 10 ampere fuse and that is nothing but connected to the ECM battery fade. Similarly, a fuse with a yellow color having a capacity of 20 amperes, that is for the stop and hazard lamps. And there are also certain fuses. If you are on any journey and in case in between any fuse melts, so at that time there are certain fuses which are kept in spares in this fuse panel or this fuse box. You can utilize these fuses in case of emergencies. Now, next important part is this blade type of a fuse. Now, blade fuse are also called as a ATO type of fuse, and these are color coded based upon their current capacity or the current rating. Each fuse has a top opening to facilitate access to the metal contacts for testing. These fuses are easy to test and replace, making them a staple, or we can say conventional type of a fuse in these modern vehicles. You can see in this figure, this is a typically one type of a blade fuse. Okay, and in the table you can see the current rating of this blade fuse and the color which is used for this type of a fuse. Mini fuses. These blade fuses are typically, we can say, broader, and they occupy more space. So in case of automobiles, where there are certain space considerations, in that case we are going for these mini fuses. These are also called as a mini or small fuses. They generally save space and now allow vehicle design engineer to fuse individual circuits instead of grouping many different components on one fuse. So in case of such as different components which are connected through blade fuse, this can be simplified into each component with different fuse, or each component having its own fuse, and that also mini fuse. Here mini fuse are also color coded with their current capacity and their particular color. And generally this arrangement of mini fuse allows more customer satisfaction, because if any one component fails, it only affects that component or that part of a circuit without stopping the electrical power to the several circuits component as well. And also this also facilitates easy troubleshooting, and troubleshooting is much easier because in circuit each fuse is separate. Now these are the maxi fuses. These maxi fuses are having their capacity more than 80 amperes. These are also known as a large blade type of a fuse, and these are often replacing the fusible links. They provide higher current protection for the system which are requiring significant powers. Okay. Now this one is called as a Pacific type of a fuse. They were early developed in 1980s. Now these Pacific fuse elements or the fuse links are compact protection devices designed for short to ground faults. Their transparent tops makes it easy to inspect the internal fuse link. Now in this figure, you can see different protection device which are commonly found in the vehicles. Okay. Now in case of this fuse, here you can see this is a transparent material. This transparent material allows us to see the fuse element is intact or it is broken, and according to it the diagnostic and troubleshooting is much more easier in this kind of a maxi fuse. Now next important part is testing of these fuses. As we all know, we are generally using a multimeter for testing and troubleshooting purpose, and that is also used here in case of these fuses for their testings. When a particular circuit fails, the first part we do is testing the fuse. The blown fuses often have a visible melted center conductor, but sometimes a poor connection in the fuse holder can cause a circuit open. A visual inspection alone is not sufficient. We can use a test light or the multimeter for their confirmation. Okay. So in this way, We can test the fuses of our automobiles, and according to it, we can take the necessary action. I hope you have understood the different types of fuses of our automobile systems. If any doubt, please feel free to contact me or to drop a mail regarding your doubts. In the next section, we will continue to explore advanced protection mechanisms and diagnostic. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. See you next time. Thank you.